Oh god, did you eat all this
bullshit?
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the fear again. It's got its tentacles wrapped around my very soul. I'm open to, hell, I'm even begging for this being explained away as paranoia. But this guy, Musk, with an obvious god complex and all the personality of the worst parts of 4chan, whose apartheid mindset helps him surf waves of blood-soaked emerald mine money, this guy's got my finger hanging out the panic button. His upbringing is a mess of monetary privilege and life-threatening bullying. His father, at best, be described as a scoundrel. He would later go on to Woody Allen, his own stepdaughter. That gives you some concept of the twisted tree this rotten apple descends from. It is from this cracked foundation that the broken boy would grow into the money-making cyborg. The self-described autistic Musk grew deep into the heart of Western civilization and the creed that empathy was the fundamental flaw causing its disease. Kindness is the malady, and his uncaring scalpel begs to cut it out. Compassion is weakness. Empathy is failure, and domination is destiny. Speaking of uncaring indifference, the robber baron himself has a breeder kink. That is, the man with hair plugs and recipient who is in denial of obvious plastic surgeries feels the human gene pool will dry up, less him pissing in it, up to 14 times now and counting.
How many children do you have?
23, 22 baby mother. Real bad man.
Considering all this, it's odd that he has a history of missed child support payments. He doesn't raise kids, he manufactures them. The most cashed-up absentee father in history, who is incessantly leaving newborn babies and their imminently single mothers to go out to look for the metaphorical, ever-elusive pack of cigarettes. This is the trademark move, this IVF Johnny Appleseed. Sure, the man's driven, relentless even, but his ego is more fragile than the faulty bulletproof glass of the Cybertruck. So fragile that this career overachiever has needed his fanboys to believe he was the best in the world at a video game. That is, the CEO of at least 5 major companies felt it necessary to pay ringers to fake his cyber glory for bragging rights. Also, he could LARP as a Path of Exile 2 world champion. And if he lies about this, it's hard to imagine what he wouldn't lie about. This is not a man at peace with himself or the concept of losing with dignity. For all his genius, he really seems unable to compute the backlash against Tesla. His company Tesla will begin building robots, while Starlink, another of his multinationals, has several thousand satellites surrounding the planet. And as if to complete the dystopian sci-fi infinity gauntlet, his other company Neuralink boldly claims to have perfected a digital brain interface. Combine the myriad satellites with his other technologies, and this one man could jack all of humanity into a cold digital hive mind. The techno noose slung tight around the neck of humanity seems like the very thing that made old Ted Kaczynski retreat to the hills and get busy making pen pals. In these times, we orbit on a planet perched on a wobbly stool. While on the topic of stool, at the far-right German AfD party, he urged closeted brown-shirt Germans to move past guilt and claimed the party was the best hope for the future of Germany, just before Holocaust Remembrance Day, no less. But when he provocatively flung his right arm in the air like some cosplaying goose stepper at Trump's fascist carnival, his apologists attempted to gaslight the world into believing it was his heart going out to us.
Are we the baddies?
Well, you can keep your greedy— Oh, you swine! Oh, you son of a swine! Well, you can keep your cold, greedy blood pump, you swine. You might want to search it. It might be the reason you can't sleep, although he speaks of his insomnia as a feature, not a glitch. Combining chronic sleep deprivation with a lust for horse tranquilizer and LSD, it's not hard to see how he might be filing the paperwork for his divorce with reality, citing irreconcilable differences. Now I understand the potential for hypocrisy here, dear reader. The good doctor of journalism surely can't be disparaging of hallucinogenic practice. I'll have you know full well I've gobbled my body weight in brown acid many times over, all while dry humping the void on mescaline. But at the time I understood never, ever combine tripping with governmental policy making. There are rules in this game, goddammit, and letting unfeeling foreign-born oligarchs steer the goddamn ship of state while hooked up to a ketamine drip is one of them. Attempting such a voyage is political folly of the highest order. No one, and I mean no one, has sea legs that sturdy.
Yar! Someone should be keelhauled for that one!
Can you remember a time, just months ago, when we suspected with highly educated guesswork that there were corporate puppet masters calling the shots from smoky rooms that we'd never set foot inside? Well, now they have cabinet meeting puppet shows in glorious ultra-high definition.
To address those any dissatisfaction.
Elon, let the cabinet speak just for a second. Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, we'll throw him out of here. Is anybody unhappy?
And as much as there is no seat for Musk, he's better placed to loom over the somehow actually elected officials, like a prison warden standing over prisoners that dream of escape. Puppeteer is better positioned to weave their magic while breathing down the neck of the spray-tan sultan. and the combed-over hair plugs help to hide the obvious strings. The sharpness of this camera lens lets you watch the techbro wormtongue earfuck Trump into creating a new government department named after a meme, which will gut government spending as if public services is some kind of communist agenda that can only be killed with the fire of a flamethrower. Incidentally, Musk's boring company also sells these at a price, and they pair quite well with Argentinian chainsaws when you really need to destroy the forest of bureaucracy and infrastructure. You can't see the trees for the piles of burnt ash. I forgot to mention, this unelected, vengeful Twitter addict of a black hole masquerading as Tony Stark is well on his way to becoming the first trillionaire. That's trillionaire with a T. That right there is the kind of resources that would make any garden variety Bond villain soil his pants and board up his volcano lair.
Then take over the world.
He may have been sidelined by Trump for now, as he's become political cyanide.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance.
But he's got a taste for despotism. I pray that I'm wrong. I pray to the higher power that Musk falsely believes is his peer. I'd hazard to guess this won't be the last time we hear from him. And I don't even watch Joe Rogan's podcast.
So, I mean, the sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, you know? Yeah. Like, you can't make fun of anything. So then it was like, comedy sucks. It's like, nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like, legalize comedy. Yeah.
A few moments later.
People have been vandalizing Tesla recently, drawing swastikas on them, lighting them on fire. I even saw one man smear his own poop on one. I've always said Teslas are the shit, but that is definitely not what I meant.
Yeah. If you read the news, it feels like, you know, Armageddon. So like, I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire. And like, what's going on? You know, some people, it's like, listen, I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable, you know.